Hi, and welcome back to my office. Today we're going to be talking about LinkedIn overview. If you've seen my LinkedIn's overview before, this is very similar, except LinkedIn's had a lot of changes lately, so I thought may as well do the entire LinkedIn overview again for your viewing pleasure. So I'm going to try and do this in 15 minutes chunks or less, so that it does remain a pleasure. And so let's just get started. So LinkedIn is to businesses, to what? Friends are to Facebook. So LinkedIn is to businesses and professionals what Facebook is to friends. So basically, if you're on LinkedIn, it's because you want to network with business people. If you're on Facebook, it's because the general population on Facebook wants to stay in touch or stalk their friends. So are you selling to business people, B2B? You should be on LinkedIn. If you are a business selling to consumers, you should be on Facebook. However, we're seeing lately that people that are selling to high-end consumers are doing well on LinkedIn. So businesses that are selling to high-end consumers are doing well on LinkedIn. Why is that? Because if a high-end business person is going to choose one social media platform to be on, often they're choosing LinkedIn over the other ones. So in that case, you want to think of that and say, okay, so I want to reach the people that are the founders or presidents of a number of different companies, then maybe LinkedIn is your platform. So that's why we talk about LinkedIn. It's a fabulous place to go to network with other like-minded business people, and it's also a place to market yourself to business people. And it's a great place to promote your own skills and get found for your skills. And oh my God, that's an old logo of mine. Oh, how does this happen? Tell me, how does it happen? It's very similar. It's just obviously you can see what's wrong with it. Anyways, so let's continue. So people go to Facebook to entertain and socialize, friends and family. People go to LinkedIn to learn, network, hire, and market. So I go to LinkedIn to see what's going on in different fields. I go to LinkedIn to get some up-to-date news on different industries. You go to and you don't go to LinkedIn to see what someone is doing for their birthday. You don't go to LinkedIn to wish someone happy birthday traditionally, even though they are telling you people's birthdays. I don't really react to those. But on Facebook, you do. So Facebook's more for socialization with friends and family. LinkedIn is more for socialization with business friends or acquaintances. So LinkedIn facts used by business leaders. Household income on LinkedIn on average is higher than the household income than those people on other social media platforms. LinkedIn, people spend on average about 20 minutes a month, whereas on Facebook it's at least that a day. So very different habits. You go to LinkedIn to see what you want and you leave. Except I believe that's going to increase. Personally, I believe a trend is you're going to see that it's going to increase because LinkedIn has some really good news features. People are spending more time on LinkedIn reading news now than they certainly were before. And as I said, if you're a leader or a chief executive officer of any type, you're more likely to be on LinkedIn than any other platform. There's 400 million profiles on LinkedIn. Those are human profiles. So on LinkedIn, just like Facebook, you have a human profile, which you have to create to be on LinkedIn, or you can't be on LinkedIn. You can't just go and hang around. You got to go and have a human profile. Then once you have a human profile on LinkedIn, you can communicate to other human profiles. You can create a business group, which is called you can create a company page. A company page you can create, or you can comment on other people's company pages. So you don't have to create a company page. It's completely optional. Very few actually create company pages. But that's where if a company is on LinkedIn and they'd like to market to people as a company on LinkedIn, it's a fabulous place to indeed create a company page. And then there are groups on LinkedIn. People can join groups. Businesses cannot join groups. So if you want to join a group on LinkedIn as a business, you can't. What you need to do is assign someone in your business, or 2 or 3 people, or however many people are business to business facing, those people that represent your company, those people should join the groups, and you decide who they're going to join. So a profile can join maximum of 50 groups, and a profile, that's your human identity on LinkedIn, can indeed update update photos, and post blogs. They've changed some of the language recently, so we're going to go in and take a look at what that actually is. But you can do an update, you can update photos, and you can post blogs on LinkedIn, and they're very powerful. As a human, you can do those things. A business cannot create a blog. The human has to create the blog. So it's accessibility. It says at the point that when I did this research, it was 39% people access LinkedIn via their mobile phones. I'm sure it's higher now. And there was at this time 3 million company pages on LinkedIn. So what's business? Why would you be on business? Why would you be on LinkedIn? Business to business marketing tool, find potential employees or employers. A lot of people will use LinkedIn as their hiring tool now. They'll go to LinkedIn and search for certain skills. And obviously there are certain skills that are not on LinkedIn, and there are certain skills that are on LinkedIn. So first you see if those skills that you're interested are actually the kind of people that would have LinkedIn profiles. And if they are, then it's a great place to source and to narrow your list as to who you'd like to reach out to. Or if someone has sent you a resume, a lot of people are using LinkedIn to research this person and see what kind of personal identity this person has. So LinkedIn is important to employers, and it's important to employees. As an employee, a potential employee or existing employee, you want to keep your personal identity profile on LinkedIn, one that is sharing content, is commenting, and you have a good brand identity for yourself through LinkedIn. It's really important. What do I mean by that? On LinkedIn, if you're going to share something, you're going to go to a group and you're going to communicate, that helps your personal identification. It helps your brand identity, your personal brand identity. It's really important to let LinkedIn help you create and establish your personal brand identity. You can do that through posting, or you can do that through creating your own blogs. You can do that by going to a company page and commenting on what a company has just said, or you can do that by joining groups and participating in a group. So there's a lot of different ways to really grow your personal brand. You need a strategy, just like anything else on social media. You don't just go on and start going crazy. You take a step back and think, okay, why would I be on LinkedIn as a person? Oh, I want my personal brand to get out there. I want people to know that I'm a graphic artist, or I want people to know that I do strategic planning sessions, which is what I do for marketing. So I better talk about that or contact people. How do I contact people? Well, I don't want to be intrusive and send them, they're called InMail, for LinkedIn InMail. But I do want to communicate on groups about work that I've completed. I do want to post maybe a photo when I'm at a session that I'm actually giving a strategic marketing session. So I'll post these photos. I do want to pose questions and have people answer questions in my company page. So there's all sorts of things you can do to position yourself as whatever your topic is. So it could be your own conversation, it could be asking a question, it could be facilitating, answering these questions, it could be going to groups. So take a step back. And I always say any platform you start, it's a 3-month implementation process. The first month, you should just stalk people. See who you'd like to be like. What are they doing on LinkedIn in this case? What groups have they joined? Maybe you should join those groups. You can go to their profile, and at the very bottom of their profile, you can see which groups that they've joined. Maybe you want to join those similar groups. What are they talking about in these groups? How can you add value? How can you grow your personal brand? So it's, or maybe it's company pages that they've joined. Which company pages? You can tell that as well. So there's all sorts of different ways to stalk. And then you say, okay, I have a number of people that work for my company. I'm going to create a company page. Often the best way to create a company page is when you have a number of people already working for you. You create the company page, you post your updates about what the company's doing, some exciting information, knowledge you're giving back, you're giving back knowledge to your community. And then what you want to do are these people that work for you that are also on LinkedIn, have them share that information through their own profiles. So you're extending the reach of your company page through your employees. It's very powerful when you do that way. So it's industry networking is what we're talking about. LinkedIn is when you want to network in your industry or network about your industry. So it's an excellent resource. So LinkedIn and Facebook, you both have personal brands that you create, your personal profile. You can keep it as private or as public as you want. So, you know what? I don't remember what time I started. That was bright. So, as public or as private as you want. So, both on Facebook and on LinkedIn, when you create your personal profile, you can make it so that no one can find you. And a lot of human resource companies that I work with have their personnel on LinkedIn as very private because they want them to be able to reach out to potential candidates, but they don't want to be inundated with candidates. So they're people that keep it very private on LinkedIn. Facebook, obviously it's up to you how public or private you want to be with your friends. Then the company page you create on LinkedIn. You can also create a company page on Facebook if that's where your target market is. But if your target market's on LinkedIn, and that's what we're talking about in this episode, we want to say, okay, so you create the company page, and on there you're talking about company specific. It's really not a human voice, it's the company that's talking. But the humans who have personal profiles on LinkedIn can share the company comments. You create a comment, and at the bottom, when someone goes to see you create a post rather as a company, and someone goes on to LinkedIn and they see, well, what did that company post? So anyone can then go and share that post. And when they share it, it ends up showing up to the people that are following their personal brand. So it's a good source of information to go to company pages and share content. It gives you content on your personal brand. And you often want to do that if you are a company. You want to encourage your employees to share your company posts. That extends, again, the posts, extends the reach of your company's posts, and it also gives your employees content that they can share on LinkedIn. I do this all the time, and I'm training different companies of various sizes, and they're always struggling with what should we share, what should we share, what should the individuals in our company share. Well, if you are a company and you create a company page, you have blogs on your website and you want to share them through your company page, you're now giving material that your people can share, your employees can share. It's very powerful. So you want to do that. Or if you're a company who has a lot of associations that are members, or you have a dealer network, or you have you're a brand and you have all sorts of people that resell your products or your services. If you have a company page, you can put information there as well that they can share out. It makes them more powerful, it makes you more powerful if your target market's on LinkedIn. You can do the same thing on Facebook, on your company page. Share the content you want your dealers to share, or share the content you want your member associations to share. It's awesome. And of course, your staff to share. So groups are a community of interest. They're becoming more and more powerful again on Facebook as they used to be. But let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn has groups as well. You can create a group, you can join a group. If you create a group, it's a matter of how do you keep this group active? How do you get people to participate how do you get them to know about it in the first place? And then how do you get them to participate in the groups? So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So groups are like, I always say, if you go to a conference, the profile is like your main name badge. It tells people who you are. You know, they can look at your profile, your name badge, they can look at you. So that's your personal brand. Then your company page is like the booth. If you have a booth at a conference or at a trade show, there's a big booth there and it's got all of your company information and you're part of that company, so you're an extension of that company. So that's kind of how I see those. Groups are like going to a workshop at that conference. It's going to a breakout session at that conference. You get to know people, you put up your hands, you ask questions, you go to the next breakout session or the next workshop, and you see the same people from that past workshop you just went to, and you start bonding, you start networking. So that's what groups are like. You'll see the same people asking questions, you start answering questions, so you start communicating. It's a very powerful way to network with your industry and potential clients online. So LinkedIn profiles at your personal brand, identifies who you are professionally, regardless of where you work. So what you want to do is, even if you leave your current job, you still keep your personal profile. So what you want to do when you create your personal profile on LinkedIn is you want to create it with an email because it's email driven. You create the LinkedIn account with an email and a password, and then you can add your business email to the account. Why do you want to do that? Because you want to perhaps be shown that you're part of your company. And the way that happens is by putting in your company email. So your email might be sophieandreo@gmail.com, your personal one, but your business one might be sophieandreo@ibm.com. So if I wanted to be part of my IBM company's page, I would need to put in the ibm.com link email. Then if I end up leaving IBM and I still have my LinkedIn personal page because I've created the account with my Gmail account, and then my IBM account goes away, my IBM email goes away, but that's okay because I'm not part of that company anymore. However, it will stay as part of my previous experience. We are a sum of our previous experience in many ways. As far as LinkedIn is concerned, it knows where we've worked. It knows all of our skills. We are lumped in a category based on our previous experiences and our previous skills and what people are saying about us and our recommendations. So it's pretty cool. So you want to, when you join LinkedIn, put in all of your previous information. Another thing that happens is when people are searching for people that used to work at IBM, if I didn't put that in there, then they'll say, oh, that wasn't the Sophie I must be looking for because she was at IBM. So you want to put all the information you can there. And so company pages is to market your company and build your company brand. Showcase your employees, so when they put in their company email, it showcases, automatically comes, well, it doesn't automatically come up. They have to go and attach themselves to the company. And I do have a coffee break learning that shows you how to attach yourself to the company. So they have to do that. But they can, what they should be doing is going to that company, the company page, and it should be a source of posts for them. They should be able to go to the company page and share information from the company page out through their own profiles. So groups, well, that's where like-minded people come together. There's, remember when I first joined LinkedIn, I was probably on my 5th half marathon. So I joined, it was called Runners in Business, Business and Runners, Runners in Business, but it became a huge group of people that were like-minded people in business like myself, as well as runners. So we would go there and ask questions. I mean, I would go there and ask questions. What do I do about my shoes? How, what do I do about, I'm running a course out in California. Has anyone run this course before? And it was awesome because these people were from around the world and you're hearing all these experiences of their running and people are asking questions, and it was pretty exciting. So, and then you're able to, because you're part of that group, you have a connection with these people. It's networking on steroids for sure. And because you're part of that group, you can see more information about these people than if you weren't in the group with them. So how LinkedIn works, of course, is I join LinkedIn and then I end up connecting with a person. So that means I have a one-to-one connection with them. And all the people they're connected to, I have what's called a 2 level away from them. So they are 2 away from me. So I see everything about the person I'm connected to directly. I see almost everything about the person I'm connected 2 away from. But anyone outside of my network that I'm not connected 2 away from, not connected 3 away from, anyone outside of my network and I'm not in a group with, I don't see much about them at all. Unless I upgrade my personal LinkedIn profile, there's a fee, you can upgrade and you can see much more. I always suggest if you're just joining LinkedIn, what you should do is upgrade your profile for a couple of months and network and spend a half an hour to an hour a week to see, okay, who can I get to know on LinkedIn? And then you're probably going to know enough people in your network, and we'll show you how to grow your network in a second on LinkedIn on another video, I think. So LinkedIn, in your LinkedIn personal profile is, as I always say, it's a resume on steroids. It showcases where you've worked, your education, your skills, your references. People give you references, published work. I love the published work part. Portfolios, your associations, your board of directors that you've worked on. So it's really, really steroid driven as far as I'm concerned. So both your Facebook business page and your LinkedIn profile and your LinkedIn business page are searchable keywords. So whatever you're writing, not whatever, but in general, what you're writing in your profile, it's searchable. Definitely your bio is searchable on both. You'll see there's a bio area when we go through the elements. So both Facebook and LinkedIn engage with others through posts. So if you're on either of them, and all you do is you create your profile and you do nothing, you're not going to grow. What you need to do is go on and show some engagement by communicating, by posting your own posts, and also searching through and seeing what are others saying that I want to communicate to. So I have the app on my phone, my LinkedIn app, and I absolutely love communicating that way, because that way I don't have to stop what I'm doing if I'm creating something online, if I'm creating a video, if I'm in the middle of a workshop. Just if I have a break or something, if I'm in between meetings, it's late at night and I just feel like browsing, I'll go to my LinkedIn app and I can see my notifications. I can see I can go home, and I'll show you all of this in a moment, and I can see all the updates from those people I've chosen to follow. So I've chosen to follow you on LinkedIn. It's actually called Connect. I've chosen to connect with you on LinkedIn, or I've chosen to follow your business page, or I've chosen to join your group. I'm going to get your updates as my personal profile. I don't have to choose to follow you, so I won't get your updates unless you actually boost. It's not called boost, it's called promote. But unless you actually promote your company's pages, posts, I will not see them unless I follow your company page. So you need to, and how else will I see your company page posts? I said it earlier. If your staff shares your company page posts. So you've just created a new company page and you're thinking, okay, how's anyone going to see it? One, you can actually promote it. It doesn't cost very much at all. And you can have, okay, anyone that lives in a certain area or anyone that has a certain title, I want them to see my post. And you can put in, I only want to spend, $1 a day, $5 a day, $10 a day for 3 days. And that'll get your posts out there. So it's a great way to get your reputation and your awareness. So you do want to post, and for engagement, ask a question. We have earlier coffee break learning sessions and earlier lectures on good engagement approaches. Those also apply to LinkedIn. If you ask a question, you're more likely to get an answer. What's an answer? That's someone commenting on your post. What does that do? Everyone following that person sees the comments. So you're going to get more reach on that post that you did because you asked it as a question. Because people who already have followers are going to engage with it, then their followers or connections are going to see it. So that's ideally how you want to grow. Why is that? Do you remember why that is? 89% of your growth happens when someone else comments or shares your post, because 89% of the people trust someone they already know over some brand they never heard of. But once somebody who knows me shares it, they think, oh, this person must be valuable or trustworthy because someone I know and I respect just shared that. So you want to keep that in mind. So that's pretty cool. So that's kind of an overview of what LinkedIn is about. Now I'm going to get into a longer lecture or another lecture on the different views of LinkedIn. So this is your home page on LinkedIn. When you first go to LinkedIn, everyone that you're following shows up on your home page. This is your profile page. So on your profile page, you have a background or a header, your photo that you've put in of your profile, and then you have the elements that you've put in on your profile. So I'm going to go through all the elements. What you need to know is when you create LinkedIn and you're looking to see, okay, when I click on home, that's everyone that you're following shows up on your home feed. Everyone shows up on your home feed. Your own profile shows up here. And what's nice is about seeing it like this, you see what others see if they scroll over your head. So I'm seeing this person here. If I was to scroll overhead online versus a PowerPoint, I would see this come up. So it's something you really want to know what it looks like and be proud of that, and really make sure it extends the identity of your personal brand that you want it to. If you click on this little head over here where it's your little whatever photo you put up for your profile. You click on that. It's actually called Me. You click on that. What comes up under here is the things that you need to be aware of when you're starting your LinkedIn account, or if you're changing anything. You need to see that where your privacy and settings are. And you're going to want to go to your privacy and settings and change them to meet your needs. So what you need to do on that one is you need to be able to go to your privacy and settings and say, okay, how many notifications do I want? How many do I want them to go to my email? Do I want a notification? So make sure you fix it so that you keep your sanity. You only have to do that once and it'll stay. You also want to go to your privacy settings, because who is it that you'd like to see those people you're connected to? Is it like, so I mean, your competitor comes to your LinkedIn profile. Do you want them to see everyone you're connected to or not? If you don't, then you want to go to your privacy settings and adjust that. So, so another thing, your LinkedIn new view on the profile. This is fairly new, just in 2017. This new profile, it's got its big background in the back. They had the background last year as well, but they've got now, instead of your box over here with your profile's photos in the center. And I kind of like the way they've done this. It looks a little bit nicer. And then you'll find all of the information about the person down in the center. So another thing that you may want to see that's a little bit new on LinkedIn is right beside the little Me over here, there's this thing that says More. What is that? And then there's a thing that says Ads. That's where you're going to upgrade yourself. But the More, this is where you can post a job. This is where there's a lot of learning that you can have on LinkedIn. There's a lot of great learning about LinkedIn, but learning other things as well. It's a great source of knowledge. You can look things up. You can SlideShare. I love the SlideShare resource on LinkedIn. Excellent, excellent, excellent information in the SlideShare. And you can place ads. So what's an ad? An ad could be you're trying to get more profile people to connect with you. You're trying to get more people to connect with your company page. You wrote something on your company page. You posted something on your company page, and you'd like to get further reach. Or you've created a blog. There's something that I'll show you in a bit, and you'd like that blog to get further reach. So it's up to you. So what's this? This is what happens now when you go to LinkedIn and you want to share an update. So it used to be a little bit different, but now when you go to LinkedIn and you're on your home page on LinkedIn, let me go back to home. You go to home page on LinkedIn, this one here, and share an article, photo, or update. So that's what, when you click on this is what happens. When you click on this is what happens. You're able to write something. So you click on that, you can write something. And then if you want to mention somebody else on LinkedIn, so you get their attention, you're able to put the @ and their name, and then the list of everyone it thinks you mean will come up, and you select the one that you really mean. So that's pretty cool. And then so right here, or use someone use an @ to mention someone. Then you can attach the photo, or you can attach the article here, and it'll create the thumbprint that is from the attached photo, or it'll create the thumbprint based on the photo it finds in the article, if that's what you choose to do, by putting in an article. Now what I really like is this here, which is the update. So if you want to create an update, if you want to write an article, so what I would do, you click on this to write an article, that little plume right there, and this is what comes up. So you click on the little plume, and this is where you go. You end up on publishing an article. You put in a cover photo, you write a headline, and then it's like putting in a blog. You write as many words as you want. I always suggest 500 words or less, and you put in maybe a video, or you put in a photo. Very simple to do. And then what happens is your articles all become part of the LinkedIn article database. So it's a really nice way to create articles, and it's a really nice way to give your brand, your personal brand, some content, and to extend the reach on your personal brand. I love the articles. So this is what it looks like. You have the image up here. It automatically puts your profile here. Whatever your header is, whatever your headline was, whatever your bio was, I apologize, it automatically puts it there. You can't change that. it automatically puts it there. So speaker, author, and facilitator of online marketing. I should put trainer in there. Leveraging the power of the internet. Completed 10 half marathons. One day it'll say 11. And then you put in your headline, you write the body that you want. And I don't know if this is still there, actually. I think this is one of the things that changed. I don't think the keywords are still there. I'm going to have to check on that. I did like the keywords. So what happens is when you want to update your profile, it allows you to keep or delete sections of your profile, so your personal profile. So I'm going to continue on this in a different lecture on how to update your personal profile, how to update your business page, company page, how to create groups. I'm also going to show you an advanced way to search. It's not there anymore, it's moved, so I want to show you where that is now too. Okay, so that's it for now, an update on some of the changes on LinkedIn, and stay tuned for more.